Big crowd here today for the Emirates Stakes, and this is the jewel in the crown as far as the races are concerned. $1 million, Group 1, one of the great miles. The Doncaster, the Epsom and the Railway Stakes, probably the big 4 miles in Australian racing, and I reckon this is probably right up there, just behind the Doncaster. It's the big one in Victoria. His mentality, speaking of milers, he's a beauty. 8 starts for 4 wins at the mile.
He's very good. He's very good at the Randwick mile. He ran in the Epsom at his last start and ran terribly, but that was a wet track. He was behind Thesio on that day. But he comes down here for his first try in Melbourne. He's got a dead 4 today, which is a nice firm track. And I think he'll run well. From the 14 alley, you'll see him roll forward. I think he can keep going today.
To Nicanero, this is his 3rd start in the race. He was 2nd a couple of years ago. He's a bit of an old warhorse.
And he looks like an old warhorse too. He's 7 years of age, like you mentioned, Bruce. He's a Group 1 miler. He loves this trip. He can carry weight. The 56 won't worry him. He's drawn an awkward gate in 16. He gets back. He's going to need a lot of luck, but by geez, he's consistent.
When Tears Eye Crow won last year, this horse finished 6th in the race, Orange County, off a 2nd in the Crystal Mile. This year he was 3rd in the Crystal Mile.
Yes, behind Sea Battle, who's one of the favourites here today. It was a good run. Before that, he ran in the Toorak Handicap at Caulfield. Well, don't worry about that run. He just faced the breeze the whole way. He had no hope that day. But if he puts his best foot forward, he can run another good race today.
Mr. Baritone was in the race last year. He was unplaced, but since then he's gone up to win the $1 million Stradbroke in Queensland.
Yeah, that was at 1,400 metres at Group 1 level. His last win at the mile was the Sale Cup at the 1,600 metres. He probably wanted just a little bit more rain for him, but he'll be honest and he'll get a great run from barrier 2.
Well, Mark Kavanagh's transformed this horse. He won the Winter Championship, Sea Battle. Do you know, he's never lost a race at Flemington. He's 3 for 3.
Most horses that run in the Winter Championship are in the spelling paddock during the spring, but he's just kept rolling through, and he was 4th in the Toorak Handicap. That's at Group 1 at Caulfield, 2 starts back, and then last start won the Waterford Crystal Mile at Moonee Valley. It was a good win, and you can see why he's one of the favourites here today. His form's good.
Little easy early in betting, $5.50 out to the $7, Sea Battle.
Sniper's Bullet won the Stradbroke a couple of years ago. He has a good run in the Doncaster this year. He was 4th. Maybe a query about the mile?
Could be too, Bruce, although his first up run he was the best sectionals hitting the line, and then he jumped from a wide gate to lead them up, and All Silent beat him on that occasion. He's got a great chance. 3 out of 4. He's been placed at the 1,600 metres.
Sniper's solid, 10's out to $11, but very solid early in betting.
This is the least experienced runner in the field, Richard. He's only had 8 starts. 35 days since he's had a run, bank robber, but Gay's the trainer.
He's only had the 8 starts, but he's won 5 of them, and he was 2nd in 1 other, so 6 of his 8 have been 1st or 2nd. His last start was in the Epsom, where he's beaten by his stablemate Thesio. He kicked away in the straight and looked like he'd win, and Thesio rounded him up in the last 50 metres. He's a talented horse. He'll race up forward. There's not too much pressure. He can keep going as well.
Very well in commission, $6.50 to $7.
Royal Discretion is the 2nd of the Gay horses. Beat Turfontaine a couple of starts ago at Caulfield. That form looks good.
He was placed at a mile 2 earlier in his career, this horse. Look, he got a gun run when he won over the 1,400 metres, 2 starts back at Caulfield. He pulled up slightly lame. He wasn't quite right last Saturday behind All Silent, so let's hope he's a lot fitter for that. Gay Waterhouse mentioned that he was, and he should give punters a run for their money.
So these top-class milers, all at different stages in their career. And here's an 8-year-old going through his 4th run in the race. He's been in the top 4 3 times. He won at No 5 Valedictum.
Yes, his last start run was at Flemington here in the Salinger. That's a 1,200 metre race. That was an unsuitable race, but I think it was just a bit of a warm-up for this, because he's run before in the Toorak Handicap over 1,600 metres, beaten by Alamosa. It was only beaten 3 lengths, and it was a good effort. But the old bloke's not out of it.
4 of the last 10 winners of this race have come through the race that All Silent won on Saturday. It's been a great guide.
Oh, look, he's really put his hand up to say, this is my time to win a Group 1 race. His 4 runs this time back in have been very, very good, and he's just under 3 lengths behind Thesio in the big Group 1 race up in Sydney, and his win here at Flemington was an outstanding ride by Damien Oliver, who's suspended, and he was just so strong on the line. The punters are going to love having their money on him today, because he's going to get the best run from barrier 4.
Just a little easy early, $5 out to $5.50, now to $6 All Silent, but our favourite at this point.
Cargo Colts only had 1 win in 3 years, and that was on the final day here in 2005.
At his last start at Caulfield, I think he might have pulled up with a problem. But they've taken him home to Warrnambool, freshened him up, and obviously the veterinary steward's satisfied that he's fit and well to run today. Let's see how he goes.
Could Darren Gauci win here on the Charlie Goggin Tasmanian Star conquering a terrific run at the Valley last start.
Geez, he's been a mighty horse, and you know what? He was freshened up, or when we say freshened up, after his 1700 metre run 3 starts back. Then he ran an 1100 metre race, which he won there, and then straight up to the 1600 metres was a gut buster, but geez, he was strong. He'll get the sit, and he'll run you a merry dance today.
Anthony Cummings is in good form today. His horses are going well. This horse won the Rosehill Guineas last autumn, Dealer Principal.
He's been patchy since. He ran quite a good race in the Hill Stakes in Sydney a little while back, but then fourth at Randwick in the Craven. There's only 9 runners there. Look, he'd have to lift to his absolute best to be a chance, but he's young and on the up.
14 Malcolm's had 1 win since he won at Flemington on Derby Day in 06. The mile does stretch him a bit.
Yeah, it did in the Epsom, albeit that was on the slow track 2 starts back. He was disappointing last start at Flemington. He's in it just to hope that he can get somewhere near his best form and have a fluker's hope.
2 years ago, Divine Madonna won this race after finishing 4th in the Maya Classic. Mimi LeBlanc was 3rd in that race on Saturday.
And she carried 57 kilos in that race. She's only being asked to carry 53 kilos here today in this race, so that big 4 kilo weight drop, that is significant. Peter Roble, very competent rider, and Craig Williams, very competent rider, I do beg your pardon, but in it with a big chance.
Little light on the tote, 6:30, 8:50 in the ring.
And finally, to serious speed, Claire Lindop, Leon McDonald. It was last Saturday they won the Derby at 100 to 1. Look, as a 3-year-old filly, she was 5th in the Doncaster. She won the 1,000 Guineas, 2nd in the Oaks.
I reckon she's got a great chance. She's going to run the mile out. She's got 52 kilos on her back. She's going to get a beautiful run just midfield, just off the speed. I've got to throw her in my multiples. I think she's firing. This is her 4th run this time in, and the handicap's going to suit her here at Flemington.
Hey Pat, well done with Swick. You tipped a lot of us into that horse, and this looks a big betting race. And serious speed.
Little money for Orange County as I speak here at the $18 in a couple of points. Let's have a look at the ones really in contention. Sea Battle, $7. Bank Robbers at $7. And All Silent has just drifted another 50 cents. So it's a great battle for favouritism, as I mentioned, all the way down to Mimi LeBlanc at 8.50. So Sea Battle, Bank Robber and All Silent vying for favouritism.
Wide betting race, and here's the Silks, Corey Brown, Mentality, Brad Rawiller on Nicanero, Orange County with Nash's brother, Stephen Arnold, Mr. Baritone, Michael Rod, Sea Battle, Huey Bowman, Snipey's Bullet, Blake Shin on Bank Robber. Could he win a big double? Royal Discretion with Vlad Jurek. So they're the Silks as we join Sandy Roberts.
Ladies and gentlemen, to sing the Australian National Anthem, please welcome one of the stars of Billy Elliot the musical, Josh White Skates.
What a great smile, young Josh, and what a voice he has. A moment for him. There's Sea Battle. Michael Rogers just had the Group 1. A bit of a surprise, I guess, with Swick. Just the barrier and the fact that he's up in the weights, but a remarkable record at Flemington, terrific miler. He's a chance. 100 to 1 winner last year. 25 to 1 winner 2 years earlier than that. 50 to 1 winner the year before that. They can throw up a result this race.
I think it can, because a lot of the horses coming to this race at the very end of the carnival, some of them are a little tired. Some of them have been up for quite a long time and they've reached the end of their tether. And it allows a horse that's making its charge late in the spring to knock the race off.
Let's go down and join Peter Donegan in the mounting yard.
Okay, Bruce, thank you. Nervous moments, no doubt, for the trainers before the race. Mark Kavanagh with Sea Battle. The one thing you wouldn't be nervous about is his Flemington record. He loves this place.
Yeah, he likes the track here. We've had a bit of rain, just took the edge off of it a bit, so, hopefully he runs well.
And he showed in a similar class race at Moonee Valley that he's really strong at the end too.
Yeah, he likes to finish it off pretty hard, so this track sort of hopefully suits him, the run on.
What about the wide gate, Mark? Any concern? Have you made up your mind what you're going to do with him?
Oh, I've just left it up to Michael. I mean, everyone's sooner or later got to get a wide gate. That's his job to sort it out from there. There's enough pace in the race, I think, to get him dragged across, so I'm not too worried.
And there's probably not much point in me asking you a main danger because every year with the Emirates it's the same. There's probably 16 live chances.
Well, it's an excellent race, and, it's the sort of field you'd expect for $1 million race. There's plenty of good chances in it.
It's been a good spring for you so far. Hopefully for you, it might be about to get better. Best of luck.
Thanks, mate.
So Mark Kavanagh having a real role, isn't he? And so's his jockey, Michael Rod.
Yeah, they'd be very confident with his record at Flemington. He's just got to get across from his wide barrier with the 55, get cover. He won't be too worried if he's stuck 3 deep. As long as he's got cover in this blusty, breezy day here at Flemington, he'll be quite happy to give the horse every chance from there.
Probably 4 horses are vying for favouritism, Pat. I'm thinking Mimi LeBrock, All Silent, Bank Robber, Sea Battle. Which one will it be?
650 the field, All Silent holding favouritism at the 650. Sea Battle and Bank Robber both at $7.50. Mimley Brock at $8.50. Sea Battle has been just a little easy, so too Bank Robber. Only a half a point in the last minute or so. A little bit of money for Sniper's Bullet, $11 into the 10s. And as I said, Orange County slipped there, 21s into the 18s.
Thanks for that, Pat. So what a great betting man. Johnny Letts, it's a huge feature. I mean, last year, what a moment. Nikita Berryman was the first woman jockey to win a Group 1 in Victoria when she brought home the 100-to-1 pot. Tears of Cry. I wonder who you'll be talking to after this today.
Well, Bruce, just from around the barrier here, Sea Battle looks well, and Michael Rod, as you know, is a very, very good jockey, Group 1 rider, and he's the horse that I like from over here. He looked very, very well. Also, Sniper's Bullets pulled up and looked like he's trained on well from his run the other day, which was a very, very good run. But they're the 2 that I did like from over here, Bruce.
So the 5 and the 6.
Some beautifully turned out horses here too. You see them all stenciled up over their rump. The strappers do that and love to present them in the best possible light, and some beautiful coats on these horses.
Those colours, sorry guys, those colours have had a moment on Cup Day, didn't they? Bow getting beaten a nose, and then the next race, Annenkopf getting home.
Absolutely, Bruce. We look for stories out of this race. This is what today's all about. Serious Speed, Claire Lindop, and also Leon McDonald. They won the Derby. They've got Serious Speed. Anthony Cummings ran second to his father in a Group 1 the race prior. He's got Peter Roble coming over from Sydney. He's a veteran jockey. He's been given a lifeline, if you like, in the last 2 to 3 years. That would be a great story also to come out of the race.
Gay Waterhouse, well, she's won 5 Epsoms and 6 Doncasters. She's the mile specialist, looking for her first Emirates here. Her father, Tommy Smith's got the record in both the Epsom and the Doncaster. She's closing in, so you'd have to count her in. Bart's got the record for this race with 6 winners, so as you say, there are stories left, right and centre. It's the 90th running of this race. It started in 1919.
And of course, Australia produces some of the strongest milers in the world, and many of the Hong Kong horses who are renowned as milers are Australian horses.
The Gouts drawn one in the Geelong colours, if you like, on Conquering.
Charlie Goggin, of course, with Billy Goggin, the connection there with the Geelong former captain, champion premiership player. They're the Cats colours. Paddy reporting that All Silent definitely to run favourite for Graham Begg. So only a couple to come up. Bank Robber comes in the Thesio Bank Robber colours.
What do you like, Macca?
Look, I'm uncertain. I'm thinking Bart might do it. Mimi LeBrock, but there's 16 chances, I reckon. It's just one of those races. Here's Greg Miles with his call.
Now Royal Discretion goes along and is ready. Nicanero comes up like Valedictum, lining up for his 4th run in this race, and Orange County takes the outside for Nash. The field is ready for the last of the Group 1. The Emirates, and they're off. And the Conquering jump well down on the inside. Valedictum snagged back, and so was Sea Battle, and Sniper's Bullet is going